Well, it is all for politics. That is party politics. If that is not it, then tell me what is it? These days, the Gambia is in a tense mood. A lot of political discussions are being generated across our comfort zone and in various places. Mamadi Kurang on one side, who was a secretary to the commission, that is Jammeh Commission, followed the publication by the Republic investigative newspaper in which they reveal damning revelations regarding how the former Justice Minister Batambedu masterminded some of, or if not all, of Jammeh's former President Jammeh's assets. And then Kurang, on the other hand, also has a political agenda, an unfinished political agenda with the PDI's hierarchy, that is Halifa Saleh on one side. We've seen Kurang making the rounds around the media, especially Africa, in which he literally confronted Halifa Saleh. And here is a summary of the events that has really unfolded in the Gambia these days. Well, the whole nation is waiting in calm anticipation for the president to address them. What's not likely going to be included in his speech is about the recent allegations made by Bob Keita, in which Bob Keita accused the president of being threatened by his popularity and accusations about the current Senegalese prime minister. President Adama Barrow's speech is expected to calm nerves following days of anxiety in the wake of the damning revelations made by the investigative newspaper The Republic. His former Justice Minister Ba Tambedu is also on an image restoration exercise, and the general public is eager to find out what truly transpired following the sale of former President Jammeh's assets. More than 80 years after leaving the office, former President Jammeh is still a hot topic in the country. For some reasons, some issues have a way of resurfacing each time some people tend to forget about him completely. During his years in power, the former Gambian leader enjoyed the public media to explain his mission or vision.
I will go back to the national anthem for the Gambia, our homeland. We strive to work and pray. And then we have pledge to protect the common good. The common good is what people think that, oh, these are government funds, they don't belong to anybody, so it's fair game for anybody to take. If you do that, you are asking for trouble. And we're also going to change some of the laws. Because if you take somebody to court only for him to be given 2 years, this is unacceptable. Because what he did will destroy hundreds of thousands of lives in this country. You think I'm a fool? I don't want money. I want money. I think this world is big enough for us to accommodate each other. It is also small enough for all of us to live together as a closely knit one family of the human race. Violence would not take any country forward. The more we fight in Africa, the more backwards we become, the poorer we become, and the more we are exposed to external dictate. Even food aid now for conflict areas is being politicized.
And now all the media, including activists, are keen to find out how his assets were confiscated and subsequently sold. It is make or break for President Adama Barrow as the NPP look forward to 2026. Even before the elections, the political temperature is getting more and more exciting.
You were named in the Janet Commission report. And now serving as special advisor, like I said. How do you justify your return to public service? I don't need to justify anything. There was no justification in the first place to ban me from public office. And I said that in the beginning, I still stand by it. The record is there. I never accepted the findings of the Jammeh Commission. I questioned their integrity. I questioned their motives. I questioned the means in which they were dealing. And now the entire public has come to agree that what Muhammadu Sabari said about the Jammeh Commission is true. They were not following due process. They were not fair. I was targeted. And the recommendation I never accepted, I challenged in the courts. So it is what it is. But I mean, during the commission, I mean, they said, I mean, in your capacity as a in your capacity then as the Secretary General Head of Civil Service, I mean, you aided and abetted Jammeh in most of the financial dealing that he was doing. In fact, at some point they said, I mean, in one of the cases, I mean, an amount of $1.5 million you cast from the central bank. I mean, as a data from Jammeh, which you requested from the commission to testify in camera.
Well, yeah, I know this is Alaji Kurang's work.
Exactly, and it's trending, and I want you to clarify.
Shows his lack of integrity and professionalism and sincerity. I testified. What I testified is out there in the open, is in the records of the commission. The President of the Republic of the Gambia has rights to give instructions to the Secretary General, who is head of accounts at the Office of the President, to do financial transactions. I acted according to the law. And those monies were given to Jammeh. Why didn't they bring Jammeh to come and account for that or go after him? They are not interested in that. They were just interested in staining me. Now Allah has washed me clean. I am the hero in this whole saga.
But even whereas, okay, the president has the powers to direct you to go and withdraw any amount.
Just like he directed somebody to promulgate Decree 1, to pen the entire democratic process and bring in a military government, and that person went to a commission. And they could not even hold her accountable. She said we all knew what was happening here. It was a dictate, and they gave her a pass. No adverse findings was actually made against that person. It is that injustice, that corruption of those people who are now.
And I support that 100%. I don't think many governments, parties at this moment have embraced that. There should be advocacy for that. Strong advocacy, and I am sure ultimately that will be the future of representation.
Kera also lamented the fact that
let me add
yeah, sure,
that, yes, in Jawara's time it happened, but these are all cosmetic. You had them, but the environment was not there to protect labor. You could see that they privatized all the many public institutions, but during that process, organized labor was not involved. Jammeh, similar situation, organized labor is not involved. Present administration, organized labor is not involved. You can remember the old PWD. It went to pieces. What could organized labor do during that era? So organized labor was disempowered immediately after our governments took charge. 1965 emerged out of a demand of Pan-Africanists for the gradual attainment of full sovereignty. In 1990, if you look at the testament of the Pan-Africanists, the demand of the Pan-Africanists, they emphasize that the colonial governments must recognize that the land and all its resources really belong to those people they have colonized. And if there's to be independence, then those people must take charge of their land, their oceans, their seas, and all the resources.